You're listening to the Metro South Morning Show, PM in the AM. Peter Czymbor and Mike Paiva here with you on this Tuesday morning. Mike, I have one question for you.
Shoot.
Mike, you down with O.P.P.?
You know me.
Good thing, because this Friday night at Foxwoods Resort Casino in Connecticut, Naughty by Nature is performing, and joining us now via the telephone to chat about it is none other than Vin Rock from Naughty by Nature. Vin, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning. Good morning. How you guys doing out there?
We're doing fantastic. Vin, this Friday night at Foxwoods, you're performing at the Old School Hip Hop Jam at Foxwoods. You, Biz Markie, DMX, a plethora of other artists. What is it like when all of these hip hop artists from the past 3+ decades of the genre get together for one night?
Wow, it's a celebration of the golden era of hip hop, man. A lot of people have problems with today's hip hop. This is your chance to come and get up with the hip-hop you grew up on, 80s and 90s hip-hop.
What is your take on the current hip-hop scene? Is it something you're into, or you like the good old days? You're wrecking for the good old days?
No, you know what? I'm a rooter for the future. I do like a lot of these records that are out today. Not all of them are bad. You know, hip-hop has always been that way. You've always had good records, bad records, sucker MCs, whack DJs, you know? So the same thing exists today, but I like a lot of the new music.
Once again, we're chatting with Vin Rock of Naughty by Nature here on AM 1460, the new WXBR. Peter Czymbor and Mike Paiva here with you on this Tuesday morning. 25 years ago, Naughty by Nature formed. Would have you ever thought 25 years ago that a quarter century later you guys would still be going strong and your legacy within the hip-hop world would be as cemented as it is today?
I know. We never had any idea, man. It was a hobby turned dream, turned reality, turned legend.
Now, I mentioned earlier, what's it like when you get together with all these hip-hop legends for one show, as you will be doing this Friday night at Foxwoods with the likes of DMX, Biz Markie, a whole plethora of others. You guys have been around for 25 years. On this bill, there's artists who came slightly before you. There's artists who came a little bit after you who didn't reach prominence till Naughty by Nature was already well established. What's the feeling like backstage? Because I'm sure that when all of these artists were at, say, their commercial peaks, they weren't exactly always on the same bill. This might be the first time some of you guys have gotten the opportunity to work and play with one another.
Exactly, and the best thing about, you know, shows like that is you have to have an audio recorder because everyone shares stories about back in the day, you know, and some of the people share stories about when they didn't know you or when you didn't know them. So many stories. That's the best part of all of the great stories.
Once again, we're chatting with Vin Rock of Naughty by Nature here on AM 1460, the new WXBR. How often do you guys get out and play shows these days? Do you guys still tour, or do you guys just do these spot shows here and there? What is the current lifestyle of Naughty by Nature?
Oh, man, Naughty by Nature, we tour all year, man. We still pushing, it's about 70 to 100 shows a year, man. We stay busy. At least 6 to 8 gigs a month.
No sign of you guys stopping anytime soon?
Not really. I mean, as long as the people demand it and the market is there for it. On top of that, we do one heck of a show, man. Naughty by Nature is nothing like Naughty by Nature's energy to their show. So I think that's what it's about. And with all of this digital music and just all of this digital technology and all of this disposable music, it's coming back to the live performance, good old live performance. I'm sure, you know, if you're a live music fan, you want to see people play more instruments. I think in all of this clutter and chaos, we're going to get back to that, you know, just people jamming out jam sessions, great live performances, live shows. You can't download that. You have to come and see it.
When Naughty by Nature first came out in the late 80s, records were still around. I think when you guys reached your commercial peak, it was all CDs and cassettes. Nowadays, you mention disposable music and you mention digital. Kids these days are just downloading songs on their iPhones, their iPads, their laptops, whatever the case may be. And music is simply a file they can toss into a recycling bin at the bottom of their computer and click delete. What's your thoughts on the way music is consumed nowadays via the internet? Do you miss the days of actually going to a record store and buying a record or a CD of whatever the case may be?
Well, not really. I think because of the internet, you know, you could get more into the artist. You can find more about the artist. And I think now, because people aren't purchasing physical product anymore, the artists are forced to open up a bit more. So whether it's their YouTube channel or, their social media, you get to access an artist in a way like never before. Now, I understand what's going on with all of these music subscription services. So, with Rhapsody or Spotify, Pandora, Google Play is rolling out a streaming service. Apple just announced their streaming service. It's all about subscriptions now. So myself as a musician and dealing with the new music industry, for us, it's going to be about your fans subscribing to you. It's going to be a glorified digital fan club. So if you have your social media platform set up, your fans will subscribe to you, and that's how they'll consume your music, your content, all your creativity.
Once again,
at least that's how I see it.
Once again, we're chatting with Vin Rock of Naughty by Nature here on AM 1460, the new WXBR. Vin, a lot of artists such as Naughty by Nature who have reached a level of prominence, have an established fan base such as yourself. Nowadays, with the way the record industry is, you mentioned people not actually buying physical products, going to the record store to buy a CD or a record or whatever the case may be. A lot of artists in the same boat as you guys who have that established audience are more or less doing it the DIY, do-it-yourself style and putting out music on their own via the internet for the consumers to purchase directly from the artist, eliminating the middleman to a degree, if you will, with record labels and whatnot. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Naughty by Nature has not put out any new music in at least 2 years. Is that something you guys would ever consider doing?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, well, right now, we have to figure out what we're doing musically moving forward, but I could tell you from me running our website, naughtybynature.com, we sell a ton of merchandise. So T-shirts, hoodies, all of that stuff. And if the music is, available, people will come out and support you. So, again, me moving forward, I'm not thinking about the a la carte purchasing of music anymore. I'm thinking of, I have subscribers, and when we drop new music, our subscribers will get it first. They'll support us by way of coming out to the concerts and buying merchandise and online. There's more than enough ways to get compensated for your music.
Now, you mentioned that you run the official Naughty by Nature website. Correct me if I'm wrong. You also run the official Naughty by Nature Twitter handle. You're more or less hands-on, directly involved in everything this group is doing.
Yes, definitely, and I've always been that way. Ever since we opened our retail store in 1994, I remember having our first website, naughtybynature.com, and we had a site for the store called naughtygear.com. I had those open in 1996, when the first fastest modem was like 28.8 kilobits per second.
You guys were a little ahead of everyone on that one.
Yeah, definitely, and I've seen it all. I've seen evolution and of all of this social media stuff, and we have been there since '96. Like I said, my first form of social media was when we had naughtybynature.com in '96. We had a message board, so people from all over the world would just happen upon the site, and then they would post on the message board, and I would reply back and forth to them. So that was primitive Paulie way of Twitter back then, or Facebook.
So you've always been very hands-on and very communicative with your fans.
Yeah, definitely, because, a lot of artists, they believe management should do for them or the record label should do for them. It's not those guys' jobs. It's your business. It's your band. You're the one who wants the fans to get at you or accept you or like your music. So you need to go out here and be on the front lines of your audience. And then when you have that kind of relationship with your audience, you could dictate to management and the record label what you guys want as a collective. You shouldn't put that power in the record label's hands, because what happens when that record doesn't sell or that album doesn't meet their numbers and they decide to drop you?
Once again, you're listening to the Metro South Morning Show here on AM 1460, the new WXBR. Peter Czymbor and Mike Paiva here with you, joined via the telephone by Vin Rock of Naughty by Nature. Vin, 1999, turn of the millennium. I think the internet at one point was seen almost as a detriment to the music industry with the advent of services such as Napster and whatnot, and all of the controversy that ensued with that particular website. Now it seems like the internet, not so much a detriment. People are actually purchasing music in which they download online. Have you seen that come full circle in your lifetime?
Well, I think so now. You know, the labels got paranoid because they were behind the eight ball. You know, Napster jumped out ahead of it, and instead of them embracing that technology, they could have been the ones, they could have been the ones ushering in that technology instead of trying to kill it. So they found themselves behind the eight ball, trying to kill the likes of Napster, and now like Spotify, I hear the major labels have a behind-the-scenes interest in that, as well as all the rest of the music services. So it is coming full circle. They're playing catch-up. That's why I think as independent artists, even outside of that matrix, if you set up your full digital presence, you can have the fans subscribe directly to you, and you don't necessarily need to be a part of that, because really by the time they try to pay you for those streams, is less than what you're getting paid on like your ASCAP or BMI checks for radio play.
Now, you mentioned independent artists, circa 2013, where we're at this point in time. Naughty by Nature, are you guys an independent artist? You guys sort of control your own destiny?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I mean, this is the glory days for us right now, because we were blessed that we're outside of these 360 deals that the majors are signing everyone to now. Now they get a piece of your touring, your publishing, your merchandising. You sell lemonade, they want a piece of it. We're outside of that matrix. We control 100% of our brand, our trademark, our merchandising, all of our new music. We control the masters to it. So this is the most empowered we've ever been. On top of that, you know, we're independent as far as our touring. We have a wonderful agency with Universal Attractions. So we get to get all around the world basically for free, you know, actually paid to be around the world. So, you know, we're able to finance our own war.
Once again, we're chatting with Vin Rock of Naughty by Nature here on AM 1460, the new WXBR, playing Foxwoods this Friday night at Foxwoods Old School Hip Hop Jam with a plethora of other rap and hip hop legends. Vin, is new music something that is in the future for Naughty by Nature, or right now you guys just sticking with the classics, playing these live shows?
Yeah, we're playing the live shows. Tretch, he has solo music that he works on, and KG, he has groups that he's working on as well. So somewhere in between there, if we get focused enough, you'll see new Naughty music. If not, we'll tour until, you know, we all find something else to do.
When you guys get together to play these live shows, as you'll be doing this Friday night at Foxwoods, how difficult is it to come up with a set list considering the large catalog of music which you guys have created over the past quarter century?
Well, it's pretty easy. We have a go-to set list, you know, the ultimate go-to set list. And depending on the timing of the show and the demographics of the crowd, we swap in and out. So it's not that difficult, but it is fun to, you know, go out there, assess the crowd, and say, you know what, we have to switch this up. And sometimes you're right on a song or two. Sometimes you're wrong on a song or two. But it's definitely good to go out here and take the temperature of these audiences.
You guys have to dispute sometimes whether you're going to close with O.P.P. or Hip Hop Hooray?
Oh no, it's always closing with Hip Hop Hooray. It's always that. I call that the unofficial hip hop anthem. You know.
Once again, we're chatting with Vin Rock of Naughty by Nature here on AM 1460, the new WXBR, playing Foxwoods Resort Casino in Connecticut this Friday night, along with a slew of other hip-hop legends. Check out foxwoods.com for more information on that. As we speak to you here on this Tuesday morning, Vin, where are you calling from?
I'm down in Atlantic City, New Jersey, actually.
So you're going from a hotbed of casinos in one place, driving to a casino Friday night to play a show. You're just going to be surrounded by blackjack tables. I hope you're wise with your money, man.
I know. Good thing I'm not a gambler. I'm not a gambler at all, you know. I have a girlfriend coming in from Vegas. She's actually from Atlantic City, moved out to Vegas a couple of years ago, and now she's flying back in for one of her friends' weddings. So I'll be down here all week, and I'll be coming straight from Atlantic City, straight to Foxwoods.
You have a girlfriend from Las Vegas. You're currently in Atlantic City. This Friday, you're going to be at Foxwoods, and you're not a gambler. I'm very impressed, Vin.
That's right. No, I work too hard for my money to chuck it up in the air. I believe in the sucker's bet. Just like they say these casino towns weren't born on winners.
That's true. Vin, we encourage everyone to check you out this Friday night at Foxwoods Casino in Connecticut. You'll also be back closer to our neck of the woods in more or less a month playing at the Wilbur Theater in Boston in July. We'd love to have you in studio sometime.
All right, no problem. And maybe we can get all those guys over there.
That would be excellent. Vin, any final words for our listeners this morning before I let you go?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for 22 years of support of Naughty by Nature, about 25 years since we were the new style. But thanks, everybody, for the support. Come on out this Friday night at Foxwoods. We got a ton of hip-hop legends. Come enjoy the hip-hop that you grew up on. And actually, bring some of the young kids, too. As long as they're over 21 or whatever the age restriction is, let them see the hip-hop that you grew up on. So when they go out here and listen to today's hip-hop, they'll see where they got it from.
That's Vin Rock of Naughty by Nature joining us here on AM 1460, the new WXBR. You're listening to the Metro South Morning Show, PM in the AM. Peter Czymbor and Mike Paiva here with you on this Tuesday morning. We'll step aside for a quick break. Back with more of the program after this.